Guys, I think this is a pretty famous story, actually. I think I remember seeing something about this ship. But I don't think the British intercepted it, though. I don't think so. Let's see where this takes us, guys. Based off of the story that was kind of told in the beginning, at least with the data, I'm placing this probably in 1800s, early 1800s. If this is following
Wake up, Will.
the battle of the U.S. Constitution, we have that ship still, guys.
Starboard bow ahoy!
But they changed the name and the country, maybe?
Move along, move along! Jump to it, boys! Jump to it!
I mean, I guess if you also think about it, it's perfectly fine, right? For example, if you do have to kind of mobilize everyone at one time, it's fine if you make a mistake, right? I mean, I think that they would thank you that they were at least being safer, guys, right? Rather than them not knowing that there's a ship out there, guys, right? So let them know it's fine, right? They can be angry at you later, but it's not true, but it definitely looks like a ship.
You sure, Mr. Holland?
Yes, sir.
Man of war?
I don't know.
Bro, you gotta hope it's not a man of war out there. Your ship is kind of small.
It was only for a moment. I thought I saw a
A
shape.
man of war would probably have triple the amount of armament and souls.
You see it, Mr.
aboard.
Calamity?
No, sir.
Down! All hands down!
Oh no! Oh, they see you, bro. Like the Constitution was so strong, when the French fired on it, the cannons just bounced off the ship, right? This is kind of why we kind of revere the U.S. Constitution. So, still, right? Still to today, guys. And that's just an interesting thing. It's an interesting small bit of history in here.
Following, sir. Davies, Jemmy, get Mr.
Yeah,
Prince
guys,
below.
Aye, sir!
I don't think I was made for this
Mr.
era.
Blakey, pass the word from the captain.
I don't know if I would do this, bro. Personally. You out here on a wooden ship being demolished. Guys, that is a man of war. Like double-decked cannons. Looks like, at least.
We're fishing a barrel.
Bro, you're gonna have to run or something.
Enough fire.
Limp home or limp to the shores or something.
I'll wait for the word!
Yeah, bro, I don't know if they're boarding.
sir.
Guys, man of wars can just sit in the distance and just demolish things. Like, the chance of a man of war boarding is not very high. I mean, what do you have that they want? They want you to stop firing, obviously, but there's nothing on your ship that's of relevancy. Like, at this time, Napoleon was just like, bro, the treaty had just kind of fell apart, right? And Napoleon was just like, get rid of all of them. Like, the only way to stop the British, guys, at this time at least, was to just get rid of them, right? So they don't care about nothing of what you have on your ship, bro. They don't care. They want to take you down, right? For basically kicking them out of, well, how about this? Running them out of Egypt and Syria, guys. They were mad. They were
Big man
super
ropes over the
mad.
stern and pull the boats in.
I think they had like a device that was like balls and chains that would do like a lot more damage than the side cannons. They made it.
Fast rowing.
I mean, listen, guys, they conquered the world in these ships, guys. But I don't think I knew. Yeah, guys. So yeah, they definitely conquered the world in these ships, right? But I don't think that I knew, kind I never saw like a depiction, at least, of like how risky it was. These guys are risking their lives in ways that, on wood, bro. They're risking their lives on wood in the middle of the ocean, and fighting battles with weaponry that is meant to basically sink these ships, guys. Whoa! And they are on a sinking ship in the middle of the ocean. I mean, I guess it shows a level of bravery that these guys had.
Father would have understood it. It came out of nowhere. Hit us with a full broadside, cut across our tail, and took out our rudder.
No dishonor at all.
She's more like a ship of the line, a two-dagger more than a frigate.
You have to wonder about the nature of her hull. Our shots wouldn't penetrate.
Triple shot it at 200 yards and our guns had no effect. Well, we can patch up the main and mizzen foresails too far gone, I'm afraid, so we'll bend our spare.
Mr. Lamb is confident with basic repairs we can get.
What? You need to fix your ship, bro.
She's a vastly heavier ship. She's out of our class.
Way out of the
to
class.
Cape Horn by the time we repaired and underway.
Guys, so far I think the history is pretty solid here, guys. First 20 minutes, the history feels, accurate, with some obvious, things are added for the sole purpose of like cinematics, right? But the story is different than the one that I know, at least. But the history is solid. I think the characters are different, maybe. And it definitely feels like this is like a self-deletion mission, guys. It feels like that. Bro. Oh, okay. Is he making like a brace or something? Or is he about to remove this man's arm? Or boy's arm?
It's all right. It's just the laudanum speaking. I've never seen a braver patient.
Bro, do you just take this? Casually removing arms with no sedation. Listen, times were unique. Hold fast. This is now the second time we've seen this man's palms. Or not palms, the knuckles. Where he just wanted a better view. How did he go from a broken arm to needing it amputated? Like, I don't get that, guys. Like, was it infected? Guys, or maybe they just did things different, guys.
The doctor told me you were fond of reading, so I...
He's the Phantom, sir. Excuse me, that's what the men call it. It's the Acheron, sir. You see, Will here, he's seen it being built. In Boston, sir.
She's still vulnerable at the stern, like the rest of us.
I mean, yeah. Guys, I love the fact that they now have like a visual depiction that they can hold into their hands, like a model, right? I do think that he's probably a really good captain. Like, as of right now, so far, I think he's a good captain, guys. But all right, let's get it.
Slip hands away! Put that woman down, slave! This is the ship of His Majesty's Navy, not a Bring her up there! All hands, get these provisions stowed!
They never meet.
Right.
Mr. Howard, the bottle stands by you, sir. Never mind the maneuvers. Just go straight at him.
Some would say not a great seaman,
yeah,
but
that's
a
not an
great
amazing
leader.
idea.
He's England's only hope if old Boney intends to invade.
Aubrey, may I trouble you for the salt?
I've always tried to say it exactly as he did.
Well, then he would seem to be the exception to the rule that authority corrupts.
To Lord Nelson?
To Lord Nelson.
Lord Nelson.
What's funny is most likely the kid who asks him that question will be asked the same thing about the guy who is leading this charge here currently. Because by all definitions, he's going to become a hero. He has to be the hero, guys. Okay? Like his name will go down in the books. And people will be asking that kid when he's an adult about this moment.
Do you not know that in the service, one must always choose the lesser of two evils?
I'm with you. I'm with you.
He who would pun would pick a pocket.
Well, you have worms on your table. All right?
The lesser of two evils.
No give a why.
You hear that?
Okay.
He said something.
Right.
Doctor! He spoke, Doctor!
What a wonderfully true voice Mr. Holland possesses.
Indeed.
Bro, keep singing, guys. I mean, they seem to be in high spirits, guys. I mean, yeah, it's coming. Is it the same heavy frigate or is it a new heavy frigate? Oh, it's the same ship? Okay. I'm guessing because of the positioning of like where he is, guys. That's probably why he's running, I'm guessing, right?
Yes, sir.
Call noon. It's your class.
I mean, listen, I hope they get away.
6 hours?
5 at most.
Bro, move a little faster and get ready. Guys, this is one thing that I've literally never done in my life. I've never sailed on a sailboat, bro. But yet the world was conquered by them. I don't know. I've been on boats and things like that, guys, but never a sailboat. Are they using him as bait, but then yet he said, I don't really want to lose you?
Hello.
All right, so what we're learning here is that he's an absolutely brilliant strategist.
Mr. Mowat, Mr. Allen, calmly now. You know these orders.
And so they're just blindingly firing on this tiny ship that they think is the big ship?
I wouldn't know where. Right behind us.
Wouldn't that be obvious at sea, though?
And I've never met a live one, and you bought one for now.
Yeah, guys, these guys were built differently back then. Absolutely. I'm not sure I'd ever be able to stand on something that high up. Oh, that's crazy. That's crazy. that's nuts. Yeah, he's a great strategist, guys. I mean, there's no doubt here. There's no doubt here. I'm sure they felt super foolish when the sun came up and they were just like, oh, we've been firing at this all night? Wasting our ammo on this all night? Okay.
Mr. Harlow, I want lifeline! Foreigner!
Tell ya, it's leading us right into a trap.
Yeah, that guy may need to go soon, bro, because he's extremely negative. He keeps calling it the Phantom. Bro, it's not a Phantom. It's a ship. You can visually see the ship. You know that there's someone on that ship coming for you specifically, right? It's not a Phantom, right? The devil is not steering the ship, bro, all right? Okay, let's go.
She's making a run for the horse, sir.
Bro, and there are people up there. Oh. And however they filmed this, guys, congratulations. Because I don't know if this is like CGI or if they did it in like a gigantic studio. It looks like they filmed this in the middle of a storm for real, in the middle of the ocean. I doubt that happened because that would be too risky for to the lives of everyone on here. But I would love to know how they filmed this scene. And how many people would have lost their lives during this storm? Oh no. Oh no. Swim towards the wreckage. You'll be safe. Then in the same breath, basically, guys, this man is like, listen, we're going to have to cut this loose or we're going to be done. Like, these are these decisions that you never want to make, but you kind of have to make. Yeah, bro. Bro, how large was the set? Oh, no. Like, imagine being that guy, like, knowing you're in the middle of the ocean. Swimming towards something that can potentially help you, but, like, obviously he doesn't see these people, like, hacking away at the rope, obviously, right? But imagine the feeling. Oh, man. It had to be done, bro. You obviously don't understand it. I know. I don't expect you to understand it. But your life was basically forfeited for the greater good. 1805. This was the year, I think, Napoleon crowned himself as Emperor of France.
I have to remind myself that it was the enemy that killed them, not me. That young man was a casualty of war.
It's not a question of pride or anything like. It's a question of duty.
Duty.
Bro, listen, I get what you're saying here. Listen, but guess. When that first incident happened, when you first caught that ship, and they basically obliterated you with ease, you probably should have went to port. Okay? Just gonna go ahead and say, just gonna let you guys know, the smarter thing to do. I get it. At the same time, they would have ended up somewhere in China, his words, right? But there comes a time where you have to kind of put your pride aside, bro. You have to. You're putting way too many lives at risk. I mean, I get it. This is what you do. Everyone signed up for this, hopefully. Right? It was like indentured servitude or something like that, guys. But either way, you have to take heed sometimes, guys, because this is a David and Goliath type of thing. All right, you're David. Everyone loves the victor in situations like this, guys, but it's way too risky.
Right, yes, I believe I've heard it well spoken of.
Well, you can be as satiric as you like to fulfill my duty.
Whatever the cost.
It's by the sound of it.
Whatever the cost.
Right.
To follow him, there's nothing personal in this call to duty.
He sees a captain that is on a ship that looks to be based off of the USS Constitution. And he is like, look, this ship is bigger. It's chasing us down, right? It's accosting us thoroughly. I need to take it down. Right? It's a big guy, sure, but I'm better. That's basically what's going on in his head, guys.
Orders are subject to the requirement of the service.
I mean, I love his determination, though, guys. I'm almost positive that man was defecating off the front of the ship, guys. If you have to go, you have to go. I get it, but
I give you our destination.
Okay. You're not going to eat this, are you? Guys, they're super brave for allowing like open flames on a wooden ship.
Does God make them change? Yes, certainly. But do they also change themselves? Now that is a question, isn't it?
Yeah, guys, the Galapagos Islands is definitely an interesting place to encounter. Like, specifically at that time in history, guys, I can only imagine seeing some of the creatures there for the first time that have just learned to, like, adapt to their surroundings in ways that would be unimaginable. Like, I can only imagine, like, the scientific mind just exploding here, guys. Wreckage?
Those tortoises will make very good eating.
Mr. Moore, there's not a moment to lose.
Hey, listen, they got a clue now. We'll chase him down, bro. To the detriment of the rest of your crew, of course.
If wind and tide had been against us, I should have said yes. They're not.
Guys, this reminds me of like multiple episodes of like Star Trek, mainly like Star Trek Enterprise, right? Where the doctor or like the overall science area of the ship is chasing down this behemoth of a ship across multiple solar systems, right? And there's a planet that pops up and he's just like, the doctor's like, or any of the scientists are like, we really need to study this thing. It has to happen. If you could just leave us here and then come get us on the way back. It feels like Star Trek, guys. This right here, this whole thing so far. I've been trying to like put it into my head, like, what is this like to me? And it's definitely like Star Trek Enterprise specifically. Not so much like, well, I guess Voyager 2. Okay, okay, listen, maybe later in the seasons of Voyager, after like they've gotten away from like a lot of the craziness, guys, and where they could actually live, even though they were still trying to get back to Earth and whatever, right? It feels a lot like Star Trek.
I'm obliged to say no.
Enterprise, specifically.
Oh, I see.
During the first 2 seasons.
I see. So after all this time...
The remake of Enterprise, obviously, not the original one. Yeah. It feels like the first 2 seasons of Enterprise, where they was trying to like running into all these brand new planets and systems and things like that. They were super interested in finding out what's happening here, guys. Right? Not the last 2 seasons where they were just in battle.
In your service, I was simply...
But who's right? He's right. He's the captain. Maybe you shouldn't have had like your best friend join your voyage.
You want to see a guillotine in Piccadilly? No! You want to call that raggedy arse Napoleon your king? No!
No!
Your children to sing the Marseillaise?
No!
Mr. Mort, Mr. Pudding, starboard battery!
Right. Yeah. Okay. Piccadilly Circus.
Which it is soused og's face.
My favorite.
What? Say it again in English, bro. In the King's English. Bro, that has to be a real shot. It has to be. It looks too flawless. Like, it doesn't look like CGI.
Master at Arms, take that man below and clap him in irons.
Aye, sir.
Mr. Pullings, defaulters at 8 bells.
Aye, sir.
What? I mean, it was rude.
Down to my cabin.
Mr. Lamb, if you please.
They're exhausted, Jack. These men are exhausted. You've pushed them too hard.
Stephen, I invite you to this cabin as my friend. Not to criticize nor to comment on my command.
Bro, listen, if anything, he's the one that deserves to criticize what's going on here, bro. I mean, listen, you're doing things a little interestingly. I mean, I get it. I mean, everyone is out here doing all of this for the first time. I understand. Even though he may have done this, a couple other times, let's say, right? But this is still all new. This exact situation is brand new, right? So who's to really say that he's doing it right or wrong? But I'm going to go ahead and lean into that he is probably overstepping his boundaries just a little bit, guys. Everyone is off. There's no water. The food looks disgusting. The storms are crazy. And this kind of feels like a vanity mission.
Shall I leave you until you're in a more harmonious...
Put me here in this cabin, but I can only afford 1 rebel on this ship.
You have a whole lot more than one.
I hate it when
That's the excuse of every tyrant in history.
Absolutely.
From Nero to Bonaparte. And I, for one, am opposed to authority.
your opposition is not
To Khaleesi.
my concern.
Cut him down.
Yeah, guys, times were definitely different. I could definitely tell you, probably now, but like if all of this was going on right now, a mutiny would probably be guaranteed now. All right, it would be a mandatory thing that happens now. Right, there's a lot less of you officers than there is of those guys. All right.
I'll put that dirt down.
Things are getting a little spicy.
Okay, Mr. Hunt.
Goodbye, Blakeney.
Goodbye. Yeah, just look, just stand right there and look. Yeah, see, guys, he wasn't fine. He wasn't fine.
Then we ask for your forgiveness, Lord. And we ask for his.
You know what would be crazy though, guys? If the wind just came in out of nowhere right now. Oh no. Oh man. Well, that messed things up, didn't it? So maybe he was the bad luck, guys. And what he did was noble. Now they have a plethora of water. Bro.
My God, Doctor! Doctor!
Oh!
The bird dropped low. I didn't see you.
You shouldn't be shooting like that in the first...
Calamy?
Aye, sir.
Study some pictures.
It's just to get my bearings, that's all.
Right.
Well, it'd be a lot easier if on...
That's what happens when you lie on your resume, guys. This right here. If you ever wanted to know, that's what happens.
dry land, you know.
Yeah, it was, bro. Right, so he found the they definitely saw the ship afar, like really far away from them. Right, they saw the ship, and this captain here has decided to do what his friend has been asking the whole time: give the guy some rest. But of course he did it for you, bro. Of course he did. He would have not done it for anyone else.
Sound of mistakes.
Bro, at least get like a cup of like seawater that's salty or something. Heat it up or something. How is he still lucid? This man performed surgery on himself in the 1800s on the Galapagos Island.
Fighting naturalist, like you, sir.
Don't combine too well, I find.
No, not really. But good heart.
Should you really be getting up, sir?
Mr. Blakeney, are you also a doctor?
He's a doctor.
No, sir.
No, you're not. Padine?
The kid is like, oh yeah, I'm gonna draw the sounds also. Respect.
You can join me at the Royal Society dinner as co-discoverer.
Oh, but you know it's gonna be flightless, bro. Like, you know it. You saw the wings, bro. The wings are severely underdeveloped. Okay. Oh no. He's trying to hurry, guys. That is him hurrying. Hey, listen, at least he got to actually see the things, guys. I mean, it sucks that he had to leave everything, though, for real.
phasmid.
It's an insect that disguises itself as a stick in order to confuse its predators.
Ah. So what are we going to disguise the ship as?
I intend to take a greater interest in the bounty of nature from now on.
Really?
Yes.
Yeah, he just learned like an amazing tactic.
No idea that a study of nature could advance the art of naval warfare.
Right.
Oh, I see.
I mean, nature generally has a lot of things where you can kind of use to kind of get ahead in life. In many places, in many realms, at least.
Jack.
Yes.
Or genres of
Your
things.
president. Were you ready, Tom? He may well turn the tide.
And why are we freeing whalers? I guess it wasn't like super crazy until like recently, at least.
Just taking the bait.
When we thought whaling was terrible, it is.
Organized like a whaler might. Much will depend on your accuracy. However,
I mean, listen, if you're gonna go right up beside him, the accuracy shouldn't matter too much, right?
Pass them high so they can see them, lads.
hello, Doctor.
Jack?
Guys, he's good. He's very
Care for
good.
a cigar?
Thank you, no.
Like, he just absolutely deserves to be the captain, guys. He does, right? Like, he has captain energy. Amazing motivational speaker here, guys, also, right? And while also thinking of or looking at something in nature to come up with how he can get so close without them firing.
If you please, Doctor.
All right, let the smoke clear, guys. Let's go. And then obviously that should also act as an anchor like it did for them, logically at least. The prize is a wrecked ship, bro.
Pipe down! Silence!
Guys, what? Did you guys wreck them like that? Guys, use the swivels more often. Like, without affecting your men, hopefully. Bro! I did not expect for them to go this hard.
No,
guys, I don't know. Guys, my entire listen, no. Our entire experience so far with the movie has not brought us to this point. Nothing told us that the captain was going to turn into John Wick, guys. All right, no one. Nothing. There's no hints or clues. I mean, I get it. He's been alive for a long time in multiple battles, so I guess we could have probably assumed that he was extremely proficient with the sword, but nothing told us that it was going to be like this, guys. There's like some type of like naval battle honor thing going on here, guys. All right, so now what? They have two ships.
We therefore commit their bodies to the deep, to be turned into corruption, looking for the resurrection of the body when the sea shall give up her dead, and the life of the world to come. Through our Lord Jesus Christ. Amen.
I think a sea burial is probably like one of the more organic burials. Like you're feeding other creatures because other creatures are going to eat you. Even the bottom feeders. Okay, guys, so why are we still flying the French flag?
That will be your decision, Captain Pullings.
Right. Captain.
Your orders.
Bro, that's a big deal. All right.
I met that doctor. I spoke to him.
No, he died of fever months ago.
Divini.
That was the captain.
Ah.
Pass the word for Mr. Mode.
Bro, hold on.
Doctor gave me subject to the requirements of the service.
Don't worry, bro. Listen, we're gonna get your bird one day. I mean, listen, a lot goes to this here, guys. It's like, look, he's a great strategist. The other guy apparently is also, right? And this is like when he's the happiest, guys. Like, how far did they get? Oh, they're right there. Okay, good. All right. Right. It kind of started how it ended a little bit. Oh, guys, I did not expect for the ending to happen the way it did, guys. Like, I honestly thought that throughout all of what they did, they finally took this the ship down, and then out of nowhere, obviously, the captain was still alive, or at least that's what they're saying, right? It almost feels like there should be like a part 2 to this movie, almost. It feels like slightly open-ended in a way, right? But I do think that they handled the overall story well. This movie feels like it's an extremely historical movie, but I think some of the characters have been changed, right? Like based off of at least what I know about the era, it feels like things have been slightly altered to just fit into the story, I guess, just a little bit better. The actors throughout were great. They handled the situation very well, right, guys? I did not expect for that guy. Well, how about this here? They scapegoated the guy who basically walked over the, I have no idea what that's called, guys. The guy who basically stepped off the ship and basically went down the Davy Jones locker, guys. That guy. They scapegoated him for real. And I hated the fact that the wind came right after his funeral, bro. I hated that, right? So maybe he was cursed, guys. Maybe. What's interesting is that the whole movie had like a theme of like, obviously David and Goliath, that's kind of where I'm at mentally, and Jonah and the whale, guys. It just was that. It was that whole thing. Who's the whale? The whale is that gigantic ship, all right, that's out there that they just so happen to just honestly dismantle by using a tactic that I would not have expected them to use based off of what we've been encountering. Because the captain is a very loud guy, if that makes any sense. Like, he seems to be very boisterous and pretty stern and head first type of guy, right? Let's ram the ship type of guy with our ship. That's the type of guy who that's the overall characteristics I kind of get, right, from the overall captain here, guys. I think the overall film itself was also filmed very well. Nothing too crazy in terms of shots. It was obviously like a period piece. It's meant to look aged, right? I did see a lot of like digital film grain being used, but I guess that's just, again, they're trying to make it look as close to how it looked potentially back then. Right? Set design was also very good. I see on the screen here that they actually use miniatures. I guess that probably makes all the sense in the world now. I don't think that they rebuilt one of those ships for the movie. If they did, wow, right? Now the main ship, though, the one that they've been chasing the whole time, it looks remarkably like the USS Constitution, guys. It just does. So, but I also don't think that they rented the USS Constitution to basically use in this movie. I don't think that they did that at all, guys. Right? But overall, guys, the movie was extremely deep, I would say. Like, deep as the ocean that surrounds the ships, guys. Absolutely. I loved the, dare I say, bromance, guys, that the captain and the doctor had, guys. Like, it felt like they've known each other for forever. And yeah, the captain is the captain, the doctor is the doctor, but they're friends, and they kind of want to, honestly, guys, remain friends. But at times it seems like, the captain has to be the captain and kind of step in and kind of take things a little too seriously at times, guys, right? I do wish that the doctor did, was able to actually get to the Galapagos, and even now here the second time here, right? He gets to the Galapagos, or how about this? He's about to get to the Galapagos, And it turns out that the captain of the other ship there is still alive, still kicking, and still most likely about to take over this new ship. He's plotting, guys, right? But so what I get from this movie, though, I think that this movie here is a movie that needs to be watched probably multiple times. There's a lot of like depth and complexity to the characters itself. Like all of them were deep. So the lead actor, he played his part very well. Obviously, Russell Crowe. I mean, what do we really expect? If you guys want to see the full length of reaction to this movie, it is on Patreon at the 2nd tier. And listen, you guys all have an absolutely amazing day and enjoy your day thoroughly.